Live from Credit Union One Arena in Chicago, ESPN presents college basketball as the UIC Flames entertain the Loyola Ramblers. The old rivalry is renewed here today. Good afternoon and welcome to Chicago. Along with Chris Bleck and Joe Brand, I'm Jonathan Hood. Last Saturday, UIC fell short against Ball State to suffer their first loss of the season. The Flames are undefeated at home. The other side, it's Loyola Ramblers, 2-0 after defeating Lewis in Chicago State. Chris, let's take a look at the players to watch here for today's game.
The players to watch today, Loyola and UIC. Let's take a look for Cameron Krutwig down low for the Ramblers. The senior, he's averaging 15 points per game, shooting 73% from the field. And for the UIC Flames, the redshirt junior, Braylon Bridges. He's averaging 13 points per game. You see him right there stretching before the game. Also 63% from the field. A battle of the bigs between the Ramblers and the Flames today.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup of both teams. As you see Krutwig there, one of the all-time greats when it comes to Loyola Ramblers. The player to watch is brought to you by Impact. And of course, our starting lineups is always brought to you by Credit Union One. As you take a look at Williamson, Hall, Krutwig, Ugwak, and Norris for Loyola. And for UIC, it'll be Maurice Commander, Diggins, Mitchell, Bridges, and Griffin. Loyola to start it off here, 2-0 record. Inside, and the layup is good. Nicely executed by Lucas Williamson, the 6'4 senior from Whitney Young.
Williamson looked inside for Krutwig, but then decided to take it himself on the baseline for two.
2-0, Ramblers with the lead. Michael Diggins. Griffin on the right wing. Griffin will take a three. Switch! Griffin knocks down the three from the right wing, and it's 3-2 UIC.
Zion Griffin played 2 years at Iowa State, now here with the Flames this season, shooting 46% from three.
And an offensive foul, and UIC basketball.
Brandon Norris with the push off, the non-ball dribbling hand with the extension there, picks up the offensive foul early on the Ramblers.
UIC suffered its first loss of the season against Ball State, 68-66 in Muncie, Indiana. Flames are down 32-22 at the half, but still fell short, even though they had a 44-36 advantage in the second half. Here's Bridges on the inside with 10 on the clock, and traveling called on Braylon Bridges.
Yeah, the pivot foot came off the ground as Bridges tried to set up on the lower post. We were talking at the start here, Cameron Krutwig defensively on Braylon Bridges, forces the turnover on the Flames.
3-2 UIC with the lead. Flames with a 31-25 advantage in this series against Loyola. Inside, and the shot is good, nicely executed by Ugwak.
Ugwak with a nice spin move off the glass. 2 points for the Ramblers.
Ugwak, the redshirt senior from Edmonton, Alberta. 4 points the last game against Chicago State. 4-3, Loyola with the lead. Five to shoot for UIC. Diggins trying to find a way inside. Time going down, and that shot's no good for Diggins, and the rebound Loyola.
Solid defensive effort from the Ramblers on that possession. Forced a tough shot for UIC.
Here's Krutwig. Working down low, inside, and the shot just gets off the rim and off, and the rebound Bridges.
Bridges stayed tall there and forced a tough shot off the glass from Krutwig.
As you mentioned, Chris, should be an interesting matchup between these two bigs, Bridges and Krutwig.
You know, conflicting styles at times too, because Bridges a little bit more finesse, has the pull-up jumper game as well. Krutwig wants to get close near the rim.
Raquandis Mitchell missing the three, and the Ramblers out with it. There's a long two around and in. They'll call it a three for Williamson from the right side, and a 4-point lead now for Loyola.
Yeah, the Flames have to get out on Williamson, especially from deep. He's shooting 60% from three-point land here early in the season for the Ramblers.
Commander, right of the lane. 10 to shoot for UIC. Diggins trying to get it inside to Bridges. He's doubled. Tries to throw it out, and that's a shot clock violation. And the Loyola bench is up and applauding that effort defensively for the Ramblers.
Here in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, we've already seen two very difficult possessions for Luke Yaklich's club on offense, as we've seen the Ramblers play some good half-court defense, Jonathan. So the Flames are going to have to try and figure this out early against the Ramblers.
Braden Norris. There's Uguak with 15 to shoot. Hall for three. And the rebound, Diggins. Diggins, dribble drive into the lane. Shot is short, and the rebound taken out there by Lucas Williamson. The 6'4" senior tries to get a pass inside to Krutwig. Out of bounds, it'll be UIC basketball.
Krutwig had the inside position there as the ball just goes out of bounds. There's Porter Moser, head coach at Loyola. 17th season at the school, or 10th season at the 17th season coaching in college basketball, Jonathan. Porter's done a great job for Loyola up north.
Tevion Kirk in the ball game now for UIC, number 4. Here is Mitchell. Tries to get a pass left side out of bounds. It'll be Loyola basketball and a timeout on the floor. Flames down 4, 7-3 with 15:47 left on ESPN.
If it falls, it's no biggie.
Welcome back to Credit Union One Arena in Chicago with Chris Fleck, Jonathan Hood with you. Let's go to the third man on our broadcast team. Here is Joe Brand. Joe?
Hi, thanks a lot, Hoodie. As we get to our UI Health report today, Jalen Johnson still out for the year. I'm Joe. Sidelines here. And speaking of injuries, Keith Clemens just coming into the game for Loyola. He's actually been dealing with some chronic knee problems throughout his basketball career. Also tweaked his ankle the week leading into the Lewis game. So keep an eye out for how much limited time he has today. He's kind of been eased into the game the past 2 games that Loyola has had. Also, Loyola's 19-7 when he's in the lineup, so he's a big factor for this Loyola team.
All right, Joe, thank you. The injury report brought to you by UI Health. So glad that you're with us here in Chicago for this in-city rivalry, UIC and Loyola. Hall goes down the lane, and a whistle on the foul call. It's going to be on UIC.
Nifty play by Tate Hall, as it looked as if he appeared to come off the ground, but he does not. And he gets all the way to the hoop, as you see on the replay there. Gets all the way to the basket. And foul, he'll shoot 2.
All to the foul line, the free throw's missed.
Yeah, as we saw on that last replay there, Jonathan, Tate Hall with the shot, the three-point shot attempt fake. Foot kept on the ground. Gets all the way to the basket, then shooting 2 at the foul line.
Hall again, missed it. Rebound in the hands of Keith Clemens. The senior goes to the basket and misses it in the rebound, Diggins. UIC down 7-3. Kirk, a flying one-hander. Shot's no good. Rebound, Rob Howard. Howard with the rebound, and then Kirk goes up again and scores. So Tavion Kirk with the basket, sticking with it. And it's 7-5 Ramblers.
Nifty floater around Cameron Krutwig there in the lane for Kirk. You know, and that's where you're going to see the UIC Flames. They're going to have to attack on second chance opportunities, really make Loyola pay as Krutwig gets all the way to the rim.
Krutwig averaging 15 points a game, 6 rebounds. He had 22 and 9 in the last game against Chicago State. There's a 4-point disadvantage, and now there's a 3 by Kirk. Shot's no good. Loose ball foul. That's going to be, I believe, on Rob Howard. Good to see Rob Howard back out there, Chris, as, I beg your pardon, they're going to call on Loyola. Take a look at this again.
That was a nifty layup by Cameron Krutwig, getting all the way to the basket. But you're right, Rob Howard in the game for the Flames. In 18-19, he played 30 games, averaged 6 points and 3.8 rebounds per. He did not play last year due to injury. So it's good to see the big guy, Rob Howard, back on the floor for the Flames.
Had a hand injury in practice, missed about 8 or 9 practices, and now the beef of Howard inside as he gets right around, and there's Krutwig with the basket. So Howard getting reacclimated to the game here, Chris, and it's 11-5 Ramblers.
You know, Krutwig had the inside position there, and we talked about it in the opening. He's shooting 73% from the field. So you have to get body on him. You got to push him off the block if you can.
That's an offensive foul on Kirk trying to turn the corner. And so back in the ball game for UIC is Maurice Commander. Let's take a look.
That's what I'm talking about. Krutwig, when he's on the block, he has the defender on his backside. If you can sneak that pass in along the baseline, that's an easy 2 for him because you can't come over the top on Cameron Krutwig.
Take a look at Porter Moser, the head coach for Loyola. Ramblers with the basketball. Tom Welch is checked in. Cooper Caves at the top. Ugwak spins his way to the lane. A flying one-hander goes for Naughton, the rebound Commander. Here come the Flames in the push. Commander, the 6-foot junior from Curie High School in Chicago. Down the lane. Howard for 3. Switch! Rob Howard knocks down the 3. And it's 11-8 Ramblers.
Commander made that possible. Dribble penetration finds Rob Howard out for 3. Big shot for the Flames.
Clemens will stop and pop. Missed it. Rebound on the floor loose. And it's picked up by Welch. Here's Case for 3. No. Another opportunity for Loyola. Gotta get those long rebounds, Chris, if you're UIC. Here's Clemens. Now a quick pass inside. The layup is good for Tom Welch, the sophomore from Naperville, Illinois.
Yeah, inside out. The ball just bounced back to the perimeter and back in for Welch. Defensive breakdown there for the Flames. Double screen for Commander on offense.
Howard, step back 3. Rebound Marquise Kennedy. Kennedy against Taylor. Plenty of time for the Ramblers here with a 13-8 advantage. Kennedy down the baseline. And they're going to say goaltending, I believe. Let's take a look here.
Now Kennedy drives baseline, gets it up, and it looked like, from our vantage point, that the ball was deflected on its way up. They're going to count the bucket. There's going to be a foul shot for Kennedy.
Yeah, Howard was right there on the doorstep. And it's 15-8 Ramblers. And Kennedy will go to the foul line. Marquise Kennedy, the 6'1 sophomore, that ends up being a 3-point play. Kennedy with 5 points and 4 assists the last game against Chicago State. There's a foul call. And that's going to be on Tom Welch.
You know, this is a moment for the Flames to kind of take advantage. Braylon Bridges down low, and we know Coach Luke Yaklich wants the Flames to play 4 out, 1 in. Got to get the big guy a touch.
A Hale for 3. And the rebound, Tom Welch.
You know, especially with Krutwig on the bench right now for Loyola.
There's a 3, knocks it down. Welch with a 3-pointer, and it's 19-8 Ramblers.
Yeah, Welch set the screen for Norris. Norris found his big, popping behind the 3-point line. Buries that one.
Inside is Diggins, and the shot is good for Michael Diggins.
I like Michael Diggins coming to the ball on the low block, screening off his defender, able to rise and hit the layup for the Flames.
Ugwak across the court with a pass to Norris. 15 on the shot clock, and a whistle and a foul call. Foul is going to be on Zion Griffin and a timeout on the floor. UIC's reeling. Can he get back in this game? Find out next 1910 Loyola on ESPN.
UI Health takes
protocols to help ensure the health and well-being of over 3,000 student athletes, coaches, administrators, and fans. To learn more, visit horizonleague.com.
With more, here's Joe Brand. Joe?
Guys, Loyola has taken 7 out of the last 8 games against UIC in this rivalry. The last 2 games, the Ramblers have shot over 55%, better than 48% from three-point range. They're beating those numbers right now.
All right, Joe, thank you. And to Joe's point, Chris, 57% shooting for Loyola so far, 8 for 14 from the field, UIC at 36%.
Yeah, the Flames are really struggling offensively right now to find shots within rhythm, and that's something that I think here in the next 4 minutes is something to keep an eye on as the Flames, get the timeout. Now we head down the court offensively. Let's see if Diggins and crew can figure this one out.
Kafis misses the 3, and on the other end, inside layup is good for Diggins and a foul. Diggins right to the basket, and now a chance for a three-point play.
I ask him, we get it right there. Michael Diggins, look at this, taking it aggressively all the way to the rim. No one on the weak side to help. Diggins up and 1 for the UIC Flames.
So Diggins will be at the foul line here. Michael Diggins with 13 points, 5 rebounds the last game against Ball State. Fouled out in that contest, averaging 9 points a game for UIC.
The Flames have had 8 days off in between contests from the last Ball State game on Saturday the 5th. Diggins played well, though.
Krutwig, wide open, a 3, no, and a whistle. Norris missed the shot, and the foul is going to be on UIC. It's going to be on Kirk. A couple things you want to see from Tavion Kirk, Chris. You want him to be able to have more value of the basketball when he has it in his hands, and also just try to stay out of foul trouble. Now, you take a look at this UIC team, this new UIC team, a little bit more defensive-minded, and because Kirk has the ball in his hands the lion's share of the time, you want him to be able to take care of it as much as possible. Yeah,
Tavion Kirk with 2 fouls here in the early going. He's 1 for 3 from the field, 2 points for the Flames.
Krutwig inside, and the layup is good. Cameron Krutwig with the basket.
Diggins had the position there, but there's nothing you can do. Cameron Krutwig is that talented, able to just power through for the layup.
21-12, Loyola with the lead. Kirk trying to get a pass inside to Bridges, and the foul is going to be assessed. It's going to be on Krutwig.
That'll be his first team foul. You see on the offensive end, Cameron puts that in. Then they come back down, and we're going big against big as the Flames try and look for Bridges. Picks up the foul on Krutwig.
15 to shoot for UIC. 10 minutes left here in the first half. Horizon League against the Valley here in Chicago. Mitchell. Raquandis Mitchell with the basket for UIC. 21-14 Loyola.
Nice dribble penetration and the floater from Mitchell. He leads the Flames in scoring this season, averaging 14 points per game.
Here's Krutwig with a flying one-hander right over Bridges and scores. 23-14 Loyola.
It's a beautiful touch on the hook shot from Krutwig down low. There's nothing you can do to stop that.
Diggins tries to penetrate. Inside is Kirk. The layup is good for Kirk. 23-16 Loyola.
Ball movement, finding your teammates. Kirk down low gets the layup for the Flames.
Krutwig turns the corner, spins one way, turns another. Puts up a shot and missed it. Rebound Ukwak. Nine to shoot and traveling call. Traveling on Baylor Heb, who checked in for Loyola. So Kirk will sit down. Commanders in for UIC. Flames down 23-16.
Baylor Heb, the freshman guard from Texas, he was ranked as the 38th shooting guard in last year's class coming in on Rivals.com. So he's a very talented guard for Porter Moser and the Ramblers.
Moser traditionally does not like to go deeper than 7 or 8, but because of the talent on this Loyola team, he wants to be able to go as deep in the roster as possible. And you can understand why that is, Chris. I mean, because of so many back-to-backs that you'll get in conference play.
Yep.
Diggins for 3, yes, sir. Michael Diggins for 3 in the right corner, 23-19 Loyola.
How about the vision from Braylon Bridges? Opposite corner, the bailout pass on the baseline, finding Diggins open for 3. Fantastic pass.
Williamson penetrates down the lane, blocked at the rim by Diggins. Here comes UIC on the push. Diggins, Griffin for 3. Swish! Griffin knocks down the 3 on the right side. UIC within 1. Timeout, Moser. He's seen enough. 7:51 left here in the first.
Block by Michael Diggins, creating the defensive play that heads to the offensive end. Back to Diggins, Griffin for 3, buries it for the UIC Flames. The Horizon League is comprised of 12 public and private institutions located in some of the largest cities in the country, including 10 schools in top 70 media markets. To learn more, visit horizonleague.com.
With Joe Brandon and Chris Jonathan Hood with you in Chicago. At the Credit Union 1 Arena, let's take a look at the Loyola bench. Loyola now backpedaling a little bit, Chris, as UIC is up to 56% shooting. A lot of it coming from 3, 4 for 7 from the three-point stripe.
You know, out of the last media timeout, the under 12, we were talking about how the Flames need to respond offensively, and they have. And that's something very positive to see as the Flames are on an 8-0 run over the last minute 39 in the contest.
All the way in, and a layup is good for Marquise Kennedy.
Kennedy ends that 8-0 run for the Ramblers. Good out-of-timeout play by Porter Moser.
So Kennedy with 5. Raquandis Mitchell misses the jumper. Flames led by Diggins with 7 points and Griffin with 6. Here's Crutwig. It's a pass inside, and the shot's blocked out front. And here come the Flames. A solid block there by Griffin. Commander in the lane. Now to Diggins for UIC. Diggins puts up a shot. Bouncing around the rim and scores. Michael Diggins with the basket.
Nice touch by Michael Diggins. He now has 9 points here in the first half. A couple of big blocks to go with it. And Jonathan, what we're really seeing for the UIC Flames, it's their defense leading to successful offense.
Kennedy with 15 to shoot on the left baseline. Spins and turns. And a traveling call on Norris on the baseline.
Yeah, Norris with that step back hits the three-point shot, but he is called for traveling on the play. Let's take a look at the last attempt by Diggins that went in the lane for the UIC Flames. Michael Diggins having a very good first half, 9 points, 4 for 6 from the field. He has 3 assists and 4 rebounds. Michael Diggins doing it all for the UIC Flames right now here in the first half.
So UIC with possession, down 1. Getting close to 6 minutes of play here in the first half. Tavion Kirk back on for UIC. Commander. Is Kirk with 10 to shoot. Kirk puts up a shot, missed it.
Ooh,
Kafis and a whistle.
Yeah, Kafis got the offensive rebound, takes it down to the offensive end of the court for the Ramblers, and Crutwig was trying to seal off Bridges for the inbound pass. He's going to pick up the foul there.
All right, so Rob Howard back in the ball game for UIC.
Take a look at this battle between the bigs.
Yeah, Bridges did not like that call. Cameron Crutwig could be one of the all-time greats for Loyola basketball, Chris. He is, in a three-point-minded basketball culture that we live in, there's nothing like the big man that's automatic from the foul line down on the baseline, just being able to get easy shots. And Crutwig has been that guy for quite some time for Loyola.
First team All-Valley Conference player the last 2 seasons. You see again the replay there. Like you said, John, Bridges not happy on that. Pretty quick call on that play. But yeah, Cameron Crutwig was a freshman on that team, the 2018 team that went to the Final Four in San Antonio. So he's been part of some great winning teams here at Loyola. Didn't go down as one of the greats for the Ramblers.
Just an unselfish player, too. Guy that probably could average 25, 30 a game if he wanted to. He has soft hands for a big man that can be able to pass the ball, make others better, but he's just that good on the interior as Kirk is able to score for UIC. And it is 27-26, Ramblers with the lead.
Yeah, the coaching staff would like Crutwig to shoot more. He's a little too unselfish for their taste. They want him to do what he's doing right now on the block.
Crutwig right over Rob Howard. And right on cue, 29-26, Ramblers now with a 3-point advantage. He can come back next year. There's a possibility he can come back next year. The old Evan Eschmeyer plan. Inside, the layup is good for Michael Diggins.
The Flames bounce back with a good offensive possession. Diggins continues to have a stellar first half. He has 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field.
Here at Luke Yocklich, you really love Diggins showing his aggressiveness. Slasher, good get to the basket. Crutwig turns the corner. 31-28 Loyola.
Beautiful spin towards the baseline, up and under for Crutwig.
Crutwig with 12. Cameron Crutwig, one of the best that you'll find in the Valley. Definitely for this Loyola basketball team. Rob Howard trying to get a pass inside, yet goes for naught, and here come the Ramblers. Driving the baseline is Williamson, and now Kafis for 3 knocks it down. So 34-28, Loyola with the lead, and a timeout, UIC.
Take a look at this spin move towards the baseline. Here it comes, Crutwig up and under, 4-2, and the Ramblers lead it, 34-28 here on ESPN.
34-28, Ramblers with the lead with 3:36 left. With more, here's Joe Brand. Joe?
Guys, 22 of Loyola's 34 points coming from the paint. Obviously, Cameron Crutwig, a big reason of that. Just burning Michael Diggins. One of the coaches for UIC turned to the team and said, guys, just make them dribble, put the ball on the floor. It helps create some type of turnover.
All right, Joe, thank you. It's a good point, is it not?
Yeah, inbound passes getting into the block. Crutwig then being able to do whatever he wants right down low for the Ramblers. That's a good point because you want to make the possession a little bit longer. It seems like the Ramblers are scoring early in these possessions, and there's not a lot of resistance to these offensive possessions for Loyola.
Raekwon Mitchell missing it. Loyola with the basketball. Kennedy. Here's Kafis. Kennedy for 3, yes sir. Kennedy knocks down the 3. 37-28, Loyola with the lead.
First three-pointer on the season for Marquise Kennedy. Stepped into that one. Buries the three-point shot.
Griffin tries to save it inbounds. A turnover, and it will be UIC basketball.
Jonathan, we were just talking a couple minutes ago about Tavion Kirk and having to take care of the ball, and that's where you see the unforced turnover for the Flames as Kirk heads to the bench.
As much as I love what he can do offensively, offensive-minded, you just have to take care of the basketball. I think that's something that the coaching staff has worked with him on, and Ukwak goes inside, and it'll be an offensive foul on Ukwak.
Yeah, Ukwak gave the shoulder before he went up for the layup. Offensive foul on the Ramblers. Take a look at this. A little extra oomph.
With forearm smash there to the chest. Flames looking for their 4th win of the season. Undefeated here, Credit Union 1. Commander stops and pops and missed it. Rebound corralled by Braden Norris.
Nice look, though, for Maurice. Open in the paint. Little pop shot.
Uguak inside, layup is good.
Is that the 4th or 5th spin move put on a Flames defender here in the first half by Loyola?
Something that they utilize very well. A battle-tested team as Diggins for 3. Yes, sir! Diggins knocks down the 3 at the top. 39-31, Loyola with the lead.
The Flames respond. They were scoreless for the last 2:20. Michael Diggins buries the three-point shot. He has 14 now here in the first half.
Kennedy, long 2. Rebound, Griffin. Flames on the push with Commander. Griffin, down the lane, travel. 1:25 left here in the first half. Flames are down 8. Lucas Williamson now coming in the ball game. Flames with 7 turnovers so far here in the first half. A battle-tested Loyola team, Chris. You can't be surprised at it when you have gone to the postseason tournament or the CBI NCAA tournament. Loyola has been there a lot under Porter Moser.
Battle-tested and very talented as well.
Kennedy.
You know, KenPom.com has them ranked as the 52nd team in the country right now. So tournament hopes clearly envisioned for the Ramblers as they look to set sights on the Valley, and after last year losing the Valley Championship to Valpo, looking to retain the championship again this season.
That goes for not for Commander. 40 seconds to play here in the first half. Kafis to Williamson on the left side. 30 seconds left. Krutwig inside, and an offensive foul called on Krutwig as he just ran over Jamie Hale.
Weak side help defense. Jamie Hale is there to help out his teammates as Krutwig spun towards the three-point line, then back towards the lane. There you see Hale stepping in, taking the charge. Fantastic defense for the UIC Flames.
So Uguak back in the ball game here for the Ramblers.
Porter Moser not happy on the sideline.
Bridges in and Hale out. Porter does not have a jacket to throw down in his disgust because he's going without the jacket this year. 20 seconds left here in the first half. Yaklich said, let's go. And the offense starts for UIC. Here's Bridges. Commander on the right wing. 5, 4, Commander knocks down the jumper on the baseline. So Commander with the basket, and that'll be the end of the first half. Ramblers lead 41-33 over UIC, Chris.
Commander with the step back jump shot on the baseline. Well done on the offensive possession. The Flames trail, but they have some good things to look at and work on here at halftime as they try and come back against the Ramblers.
All right, we are going to hear from Luke Yaklich, the head coach for UIC, as he's standing by with Joe Brand.
Coach, I heard one of the messages for limiting Loyola's inside game is make them dribble the ball. What else can you guys do?
Well, we'd have to put more pressure on the ball out front for sure. That can help us. They've got 2 threes off of offensive rebounds, so we've got to make sure that we clean that end up and finish a possession off. But defensively, it's just about putting more pressure on the ball and obviously being in better position to wall up Krutwig. He's a load in there. Our guys are playing hard. Now we got to play a little smarter, execute our scouting report a little bit better on some certain actions they're running. But they're a tough cover. They've got 5 guys that can all play. So I'm really excited about the second half to see how we respond.
Coach, thanks a lot. Best of luck in the second half.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Guys, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Joe and Coach. So halftime right around the corner here, as we'll have our halftime show right around the corner. 41-33, Loyola with the lead from Credit Union 1 Arena in Chicago, right here on ESPN. We were saddened this morning with the news that we had before we came to the arena, Chris, that longtime UIC Flames head coach, former coach Jimmy Collins, passed away. He was 74. He was with the men's basketball team for the UIC Flames for 14 seasons. Collins led UIC to a 218 and 208 record from 1996 to 2010. The Flames posted 4 20-win seasons and made the program's only NCAA tournament appearance in 1998, 2002, and 2004. Collins played for Lou Henson at New Mexico State from 67 to 70. He helped the Aggies reach the Final Four in his last season and was drafted 11 overall by the Chicago Bulls. So rest in peace, Jimmy Collins, a great man who I got a chance to know when I first started working on the UIC beat. I went to Alaska with Jimmy Collins' UIC team in Fairbanks, Alaska, part of the Top of the World Classic, and he definitely will be missed.
Thoughts and prayers to the Collins family, to the UIC Flames basketball family, to the Illinois Fighting Illini family, and to the University of Illinois Chicago here, and everyone who is was able to know and to be around Jimmy Collins, the great coach here at UIC, the all-time winningest coach, 218 wins in 14 seasons. And the Flames went to 3 NCAA tournaments under Jimmy Collins. You know, Jonathan, you mentioned the being drafted 11th by the Chicago Bulls in 1970 in the first round. Jimmy was the number 3 pick in that draft, Pete Maravich. He went to Atlanta, drafted number 3rd overall by LSU. So Jimmy Collins took New Mexico State to the Final Four in 1970. And that following NBA draft, drafted by the Chicago Bulls, 11th overall.
Jimmy would still come to the arena every now and then, and I would try to talk him into trying to come back to coaching. So no, Hood, I don't like that. I love my gun smoke too much on Me TV. He was comfortable in retirement. He was not interested in coming back, but I would always try to talk him into it. Here's Taylor, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay UIC basketball. Flames down 41-33. UIC suffered its first loss of the season against Ball State, 68-66. In Muncie, looking to get back to their winning ways, looking for their 4th win in 5 games. As their turnover, and here comes Loyola. Loyola is just 2-0 on the season. If that's a cancellation because of COVID-19, they played Lewis and Chicago State. And Porter Moser's team looking to continue their winning ways.
As we start here the second half, Jonathan, you know, you look over the box score, you look at the team stats, and it doesn't appear as if UIC is out of this game, which they're not. 41-33 the score, though, but the stats are all pretty much even. Turnovers, rebounds, the assists, scoring in the paint, all that stuff is relatively close at the moment. It's really in the first half, Loyola is just executing a little bit better, and we heard Coach Luke Yaklich tell Joe Brand at halftime, at the start of halftime, they need to get more pressure on the ball up front. They also need to wall off Krutwig down low as Krutwig's at the free throw line.
Krutwig misses the first. 14 points, 6 for 8 from the field, and 2 assists and 1 rebound for Cameron Krutwig, the 6'9" senior from Algonquin. Missed that, and the rebound UIC. Commander. Right side is Mitchell. Mitchell puts up a shot, no. Rebound Ukwak. Falling down with the basketball is Tate Hall. And that's going to be UIC basketball.
Yeah, you know, Hall looked like he lost the basketball there, and he kind of just fell down trying to grasp his handle as he headed towards the baseline. And that last possession, Jonathan, let's see if Raquandis Mitchell can kind of get things going. Averaging 14 points per game on the season for the Flames. He only had 2 in the first half.
Zion Griffin. Now there's Diggins with 14 to shoot. Diggins inside to Bridges. Bridges double team. Shoots over the double team and scores. Braylon Bridges with the basket.
Nice jump shot by Bridges over Krutwig as Krutwig continues to get the ball on the block for the Ramblers offense. Bridges needs to take advantage of that baseline jump shot that he can excel at hitting throughout this second half.
Krutwig misses it with the hook. UIC now with possession. Bridges against Krutwig. Backs in, spins, turns. The floating hook is no good. Rebound Norris.
You know, Bridges, I would like to see him face up Krutwig. I think he has the speed to take on Krutwig down low.
Krutwig in the free throw circle. 10 on the shot clock. Trying to get it past Ukwak. Out of bounds. It'll be UIC basketball.
Good energy to start the half for the UIC Flames. So look at this. Little miscommunication as Krutwig thought Ukwak was heading towards the baseline corner.
Krutwig is out, Welch is in for Loyola. Over the top is Bridges. The sweeping hook, in and out, no good, and the rebound Welch.
Like the patience there by Bridges, though, to get his shot where he wanted it, just didn't fall.
Norris for 3. Yes, sir. Norris knocks down the 3. That's his first 3 of the game, and it's 44-35 Ramblers.
We saw Norris with Oakland a couple years ago. He's the transfer from Oakland, played in the Horizon League, shooting 50% from 3. He sat out last season, a big weapon for the Ramblers this year, though, for Porter Moser's crew.
Commander could not get it to fall, and now Hall. And the rebound controlled by Williamson. Ukwak, Williamson for 3, yes, sir. So Williamson knocks down 3 back-to-back threes, and all of a sudden it's 47-35 Loyola.
A reset of the offense for the Ramblers, finds a 3-point shot from Williamson in the corner.
Diggins with a flying one-hander. Fouls his shot, no. Rebound Williamson for the Ramblers. Norris knocks down the 3. Back-to-back threes. 50-35 Loyola.
Once Norris put the brakes on, he pulled that one back. He was feeling it all the way. Take a look at that, the step back 3-point shot. He knew it was going in. Bucket for the Ramblers.
50-35 Ramblers have opened up a big lead on the Flames. Can they get back in this game? Find out next on ESPN. Welcome back to Credit Union One Arena in Chicago with Chris Black and Joe Brand. Jonathan Hood with you. Take a look at a very excited Loyola bench led by Porter Moser. With more on the Flames side of things, here's Joe Brand.
As you can imagine, head coach Luke Yaklich not happy with those threes given up to Braden Norris. And guys, he's actually been the guy that's filled in for Keith Clemens. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Clemens has been eased into these games. He's only played 5 minutes. Braden Norris with a couple of big threes.
Braden Norris is really good in transition with the 3-point shooting, that is for sure.
Jonathan, the thing that is you got to love about Norris's 3-point shot is he's so balanced with the handles, and then you see the layup there. And it count as a goaltend, though. But when he's dribbling the basketball, watch his body. He's always over his feet, and he's able to get a shot off with ease, and we saw in that last 3-point shot that he hit, it was a step-back 3-point shot.
52-35 Loyola. Back with more in a moment from Chicago. 52-35 Loyola with the lead. With Chris Black, Jonathan Hood with you. Here's Joe Brand with more. Joe? Shime here after this timeout. We'll get back to Joe a little bit later on.
You can see him up in the corner.
Yeah, we do.
There he is.
There he is. He's texting in his thoughts. Nonetheless, we will now take a look at the UIC Flames with Kirk. Flames try to get back in this thing. 11-2 run over the last 4 minutes for Loyola.
Yeah, those 3 consecutive three-point shots really extending this lead for the Ramblers. Bridges now working on the block.
Bridges inside, and the layup is good for Braylon Bridges. So Bridges with the basket, he's got 4. Flames shooting 48% from the field, led by Diggins with 14. The next one is Griffin with 6. And an offensive foul is going to be UIC basketball.
For the Flames to climb back into this one, Jonathan, it's going to have to be on the defensive end. And that's where we're going to have to see this Flames team come together. We saw a nice run in the first half to kind of tighten things up before halftime. But defense is going to have to lead to offense.
Kirk to Griffin at the top for UIC. Griffin in the free throw circle, jumper good. So Griffin with the basket for UIC. He has got 8, and it's 52-39 Loyola.
Yeah, 3 for 3 from the field in 25 minutes for Zion Griffin.
Krutwig inside. Kirk loses the handle, gets it back. Plenty of time. Tries to work his way into the lane, and he gets inside and scores. So Kirk with the basket for UIC, and it's 52-41 Ramblers.
Tavion Kirk able to maximize what he had on the block right there. He has 8 points now, 4 of 7 from the field. Nice handles, took his time on the block, got the layup for the Flames.
Kirk with 8 points, and Williamson misses the 3, rebound a Hale. Flames looking for some kind of momentum here in the second half. Kirk dribble drives down the lane. Flying one-hander, no. It's out of bounds. Be a foul called as well. Foul's gonna be, it's on Bridges. That'll be his 3rd foul, Chris. So here comes Rob Howard.
Bridges and Williamson on the baseline, trying to go after that loose ball, and Bridges is going to pick up the foul. You know, that's a tough move for the Flames because Bridges now heads to the bench with his 3 fouls. Cameron Krutwig on offense is going to now go against Rob Howard on the defensive side for the UIC Flames. Howard gave some good minutes early on in this contest in the first half to Luke Yaklich in the Flames.
Diggins back in the ball game for UIC as well. Talked to Luke Yaklich a couple days ago, Chris, previewing this game. He talked about as all the way in the layup is good. Nice executed by Keith Clemens, the guard from Norcross, Georgia. Talked about how the defense just has to be better. As that 3 goes for not out of bounds, it'll be Loyola basketball. As the defense has to be better, and just being able to have better floor balance defensively, challenging shots more often and doing it more effectively. You know, this is what Yaklich's bread and butter was with Texas and Michigan as an assistant coach, and trying to implement that here at UIC as there's a turnover, now UIC with possession.
As you talk about it, Kirk forces the turnover on Clemens near midcourt. And you're right, Jonathan. Loyola to this point, from three-point land, they're shooting 63%. You got to get out, got to get a hand up, and then also when you're closing out on a shooter, you got to make sure you stay on your feet so then you don't get beat for the dribble penetration.
Howard for 3. Yes, sir. Howard knocks down the 3 at the top. 54-44 Loyola.
I like Howard shooting the three-point shot. He's 2 for 3 from downtown here on the game. Noise coming from the UIC bench.
Mitchell gets his hand in there on Kennedy. You know, when you don't have a crowd, and of course, we miss our UIC family here, whether it's the band, as we take a look again.
Howard at the top of the key. Pass from Kirk, buries a three-point shot. Krutwig has hand up, nothing you can do about it. You're right, Jonathan, because, you know, last time that Loyola was here was 2018, December 18th. Ramblers won that game. Krutwig had 16 points, but the atmosphere was fantastic. So, yeah, we absolutely miss our Flames family and everyone who usually attends these games.
Kirk at the top on the miss by Loyola. In a lot of ways, Chris, you just have to try to create your own energy. We're seeing this across the country in a lot of college basketball games where there are no fans, no friends or family. So the bench comes in handy as Kirk spins his way to the lane and scores.
Davion Kirk with 10 points now for the Flames.
He's got 10 points and 4 assists, and it's 54-46 Loyola.
Trying to creep back into this game, UIC, because of the defensive pressure now leading to some offense.
Kennedy finds his way inside, yes, and a foul. Strong defense, but Kennedy found a way to get inside.
Look at Kennedy here. Mitch all over him. Kennedy strong up with the layup and one between two Flames.
And a timeout on the floor. 56-46 with 11:44 left here in the ball game on ESPN.
Catch Horizon League on ESPN3 and ESPN Plus all season long while staying up to date by visiting HorizonLeague.com, interacting with @HorizonLeague on social media, or by downloading the Reach the Horizon podcast. Learn more at HorizonLeague.com.
With Joe Brand and Chris Bleck, Jonathan Hood with you from the Credit Union One Arena in Chicago. And it will be Kennedy going to the foul line for Loyola. How can the Flames get back in this one? They were crawling their way back and still behind 56-46, Chris.
You know, really, when we look at it, it's been the defensive play by the Flames that's allowed them to stick around in this game. They need to string together a good 4 minutes here. Try and cut things down before we get to the under 8 timeout here in the second half. Play some good defense. Take advantage of these offensive possessions. Don't turn the basketball over. Get some good shots off.
So Kennedy completes the three-point play, and here's Kirk to the basket. Yes, and a foul. TK, and a chance for a three-point play.
Right there, Jonathan, we see the Flames' patience at the top. You see the weave from the Flames, pass the basketball back and forth, and then finally Davion Kirk gets it on the baseline, attacks the rim, goes up strong with it, hits bucket and one for the UIC Flames.
Uwak will sit down. Uwak will sit down, and it will be Kefis will sit down, and Uwak is in the ball game now for Loyola. Free throw goes for naught. Flames shooting 52% from the field. Loyola at 57%. Foul will be assessed to Rob Howard. He's got 3 fouls. I'll say this, Chris, this will be obviously the first time that we've seen Rob Howard since the hand injury that he suffered in practice.
Yeah.
A little bit more perimeter-minded. Did not see that in the McClain administration. But Rob, obviously a big guy that can be able to defend on the inside, but showing some shooting prowess here in this game against the Ramblers.
Taking a couple three-point shots, hitting one. Especially from the top of the key. Rob Howard's been a good defender, a good rebounder for the UIC Flames. If you can add some outside shooting to the mix, that can only help.
Krutwig with 14, 6 of 10 from the field.
Krutwig's been quiet here in the second half. Flames doing a good job defensively on him.
Kirk with 10 to shoot. Around a Howard screen, foul's going to be called on Kennedy.
Davion Kirk has been hot here in the second half, 4 of 5 in his last attempts from the field. He has 12 points here on the ball game.
There's Krutwig with the steal. Kennedy against Kirk with 15 to shoot. Walk down the lane, no. Rebound and a whistle on the foul call as Krutwig tries to get to the basket. Foul's going to be on Rob Howard.
You see in the background the Loyola bench yelling because Rob Howard's hand went up through the goal as the layup was attempted. Take a look at Uwak's layup attempt. See the hand goes up through the net. Krutwig will get the free throws anyway.
First one is good. Here comes Braylon Bridges to replace Rob Howard. Also, Tate Hall back into the game for Loyola. Flames looking for their 4th victory in 5 games. Loyola, one of the favorites to win the Valley again this year. And the big difference in Loyola this year, Chris, is that we're seeing the Ramblers shoot a lot more threes than we're used to seeing. I mean, we got Krutwig inside. You see his ability to shoot from the foul line down and just being able to get to the basket. You see the amount of players we've seen already from the Ramblers. So things have changed for Porter Moser this year versus years past. Walk for 3. And the rebound, Diggins.
Yeah, Porter Moser wants anywhere between 20 and 25 three-point attempts per game. That was the 13th attempt by Uguak in the miss, but they are shooting 58% on those 13 attempts thus far.
Bridges travels the basketball, cannot handle the pressure, and Loyola will get the basketball.
You know, Jonathan, this is the 57th meeting between Loyola and UIC. They started playing in 1986. 2013 is when Loyola joined the Valley. This is a great rivalry, and something that you and I have talked about on these UIC Flames broadcasts for the last couple of seasons is that there needs to be more in-state, here in the state of Illinois, contests, college basketball contests, whether it be DePaul, Illinois, Loyola, UIC, more in-state contests because the rivalry is great. And on top of it, it's such a great state for high school basketball. It only adds to the mix here in the non-conference before we get to conference play, when teams like Loyola and UIC can go head-to-head.
Uguak had the turnover there, and so that's why it's UIC basketball with under 10 to play. Diggins has to track it down for UIC. Commander. Here's Kirk against Williamson. 5 to shoot. Diggins. 2-1, puts up a shot and scores. As time is running down, Diggins with the basket. (61-50), Ramblers with the lead.
I believe Zion Griffin being warned not to taunt or chirp after a made bucket, but Michael Diggins, fantastic move on the offensive end as the clock ran down. Jonathan passed up the three-point shot, got to a spot that he knew he could get his shot off, a little bank shot on the right-hand side for the UIC Flames.
Krutwig misses everything, and the rebound Diggins. See if the Flames can get some momentum here with Kirk. Kirk over the top to Bridges. Bridges walks the tightrope, gives it to Diggins. Bridges inside, flying one-hander, no. Rebound Krutwig, and we have a whistle.
It's on Griffin as Ramblers go flying, sprawling across the baseline. How about in that last possession, Bridges, the catch radius, 2 inbound passes. He is just arm extended, keeping the ball in play, keeping the offense going. Officials are going to come together on this one.
They're going to take a look at the monitor. Oh, no, they're coming this way. All right. So they will come over and take a look. I have to remind you that UIC Flames will be able to have their in-conference games right around the corner against Oakland, Chris.
Yeah, so for both here in the Horizon League and then also for the Valley for Loyola, conference play this year, back-to-backs at one location. So instead of going to Oakland, the Flames will play 2 games, the 19th and the 20th, against Oakland here at Credit Union 1 Arena. And then they'll be done with Oakland until we get to postseason play. The Flames will first head on the road the 26th and the 27th of December at Milwaukee, the back-to-back. And then the Flames come back to Chicago against Detroit Mercy January 1st and the 2nd to kick off the new year, 2021.
So UIC here rekindling this rivalry against Loyola. Loyola for a long time in the Horizon League before moving to the Valley. This is always interesting to see these two teams battle. Flames, as we mentioned, with that 31-25 advantage, Chris, but the Ramblers have won 8 of the last 9 meetings. It just shows you how hot the Ramblers have been for a while here.
7 in a row in the series. They've won 3 straight here at Credit Union 1 Arena. And you know, the one thing that really adds to the mix for this rivalry, Jonathan, is 18 of the last 38 games between these two have been decided by 6 or less points. So they play each other tough. They're old rivals from the old conference in the Horizon League. Now Loyola in the Valley. And it's good to get these two teams together, even in a tough year, as we all deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, college basketball and scheduling and everything that goes into it. It's good to see a rivalry game, Loyola and UIC, this afternoon.
One of the bonus here, that was the verdict.
They're calling it just a common foul.
Yeah.
Zion Griffin.
So Hall hits the first, he'll have another. Flames shooting 51% from the field. But UIC's been to the foul line, Chris, twice. Loyola's been to the foul line 13 times. 9 for 13 from the foul line. Diggins at the top. Kirk. Inside the bridges against Krutwig. Loops a pass to the left side. Commander for 3. New life for UIC. Kirk. Rebound Williamson. Norris was bumped and no call. Inside it is, goes to Krutwig. And the shot is good right over Bridges.
Nothing Bridges could do there. Krutwig had the inside position, spun towards the basket, left side off the glass. You know, Jonathan, you mentioned the foul shots for UIC to this point in the contest. 0 for 2. You know, you got to look at the guard play. Guards have to attack, dribble, penetrate the lane. You know, Bridges is getting his opportunities down low.
There's a 3. He knocks it down. Commander for 3 from the right corner. 64-53 Ramblers.
Big bucket by the junior from Chicago, Maurice Commander. Hits the corner shot, the three-point shot. Still an 11-point game. 7 minutes ago, Jonathan. Still in this.
Ukwak and a whistle. That's going to be a foul on UIC. It's going to be on Griffin. And a timeout on the floor. 6:52 left here for the ball game. 64-53 Ramblers on ESPN. Take a look at the UIC bench. Flames down 64-53 here at Credit Union 1. With more, here's Joe Brand.
Guys, just some small improvements. Michael Diggins with that athletic play to keep the ball in bounds. Unfortunately, nothing coming from it. That's exactly what head coach Luke Yaklich wanted. He said a few moments ago, turned around to his team, said, you see how Cameron Krutwig is boxing out? That's what we need to do. They need to do more of the little things like that, guys.
All right, Joe, thank you. Makes sense, right, Chris?
It absolutely does. Krutwig is tough to handle down low, but his polished skill set and his ability to, you know, really own the fundamentals are why he is such a good big in the Valley, and the Flames are struggling to contain him today. He has 20 points, 7 of 12 from the field. He's gone to the line 8 times. He's hit 6 of those free throws. He has 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's played 27 minutes. Right now he's taking a seat on the bench. And the Ramblers are up by 12.
65-53. See if UIC has a run here with under 7 to play. Loyola is so fundamentally sound, battle tested from their time in postseason play. The terrific head coach of Porter Moser. There's a 3-0 for Raquandis Mitchell in the rebound, Loyola.
Yeah, you mentioned battle-tested. We all know the 2018 Final Four run for the Ramblers, but both of these teams, the Flames and the Ramblers, got to their conference championship game last season. One of the, a couple of the few conferences that actually finished up play before the pandemic shut everything down, as Norris buries a 3 from the top over Bridges' hand, extended. But Jonathan, so the Ramblers lose in the Valley Championship game to Valpo, and they are just such a fundamentally sound team, as you were saying, really making all the right decisions.
Mitchell for 3, no. Uguak inside, and is blocked by Griffin, and here comes Commander.
Good block to not foul also from Zion Griffin.
Commander, now to Griffin at the top.
Jaklic wants Bridges to call for the ball on the block.
He does so. Back out to Griffin. They swing it. Right corner is TK. Kirk, flying one-hander around the rim and in for Tavion Kirk. So Kirk's got 14. 68-55 Ramblers.
Jaklic wanted the ball on the block to Bridges. Why? Because then it opened up the rest of the offense. You saw Bridges kick it back out for 3. 2 more passes to the corner. Kirk then gets the shot off.
There's a 3. That shot is no good for Norris. 5 minutes left here in the ball game. Sands in the hourglass, pouring rapidly here on UIC. Bridges, no. And a whistle and a foul call. It's going to be on the Ramblers. The bump there by Welch. That'll be a second foul. And Bridges will go to the foul line.
Welch, the sophomore from Naperville, sparing some minutes for Cameron Crutwig as Jaklic knew it. He saw it. Last 2 offensive possessions, he says the Flames have an offensive advantage there with Braylon Bridges. Get the ball down low to him. That's where he finds himself on the free throw line right now as Crutwig enters back into the ball game.
Kennedy's in, as well as Kafis for the Ramblers. That is the 3rd and 4th attempt at the foul line for UIC with less than 5 to play. Ramblers have been at the foul line 16 times, 10 for 16 from the foul line. Flames led by Michael Diggins with 16, Kirk with 14. Crutwig, though, has been a monster. 20 points in 27 minutes of play. Crutwig, double team. Ball is loose, and we got a whistle. Foul's going to be on UIC.
Good defense by the Flames. They trap a double team down on the block on Crutwig. Crutwig tries to bury that out. Commander diving for the ball, kind of hits his face on the deck. Slow to get up. They're going to call a foul, and Kafis is going to go to the foul line. Watch Commander try and dig this one out.
And somehow
gets called for the foul.
Gets called for the foul.
Huh.
Kafis misses it. Kirk spins one way, turns another. Griffin for 3. Inside, Williamson layup is good. Missed assignment there defensively.
Back screen by Crutwig. Wide open layup underneath the basket for the cutter, for the Ramblers, and 2. Good passing as well for Loyola.
70-56, here's Commander. Misses the 3, rebound Crutwig. A whistle. It's going to be on the Ramblers. And they're going to say it's on Crutwig. And a timeout on the floor. Flames down 70-56 in this crosstown rivalry game here in Chicago on ESPN.
So, what should we do today? it's the sun. Mom, can we go to the beach?
Should we just go see a movie?
Yes.
I'm always up for a good movie.
Go Rogue in the all-new fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue.
Hello? Can anybody hear me?
There's bitter days ahead.
Dangerous being a prophet during times of upheaval.
Soon he'll destroy all who stand against him. The Dark Man.
From the ashes of Captain Trips, we have risen!
So what happens now? You have a choice. You must make your stand.
We think it matters where meat gets its start, like a pasture, serving grass a la carte. Hand cut to grill like a pro. Well marbled and juicy? Whoa. At Whole Foods Market, we raise our meat right. Show-stopping taste in every bite.
Welcome to the Aflac program.
Aflac!
Now tell me, what does Aflac do?
Aflac pays you money directly to help with unexpected medical bills.
That's right.
Coach!
Yes.
Can I get one of those cool blue blazers?
You know I can't play favorites.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of the SEC.
UIC down 70 to 56 against the Loyola Ramblers. Take a look at our play of the game brought to you by Impact.
Play of the game, Cameron Krutwig, the spin towards the baseline on the block, up and under. Beautiful move by Cameron Krutwig. He has 20 points, 7 for 12 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in 20 minutes. And also, Jonathan, let's give a shout out to the Flames tip-off show, 35 minutes before the tip today, hosted by Joe Brand, presented by Impact Networking, as they bring you the play of the game. So the Flames tip-off show, don't miss it, Flames fans, on uicflames.com before the game.
3:41 left here for the ball game. Kirk tries to get a pass inside to Diggins, and it's taken away. Well, the UIC Flames had done a really good job in three-point defense, limiting teams to under 20% shooting from three, somewhere like 13 or 14%. And today, a different story as the Ramblers 8 for 15 from three. That's shooting 53% so far in the contest. Inside is Krutwig. A second effort and scores.
Stays with it, gets the bucket to go. He now has 22, Cameron Krutwig. You're right, Jonathan, on the three-point percentage. The Flames coming into the contest, one of the best in the country.
Kirk to the basket, and now a chance for a three-point play.
Davion Kirk having a nice game, 16 points, 7 of 12 from the field. We'll get the and one here following that shot just made for the Flames.
Well, Kirk has been a nice spark plug for the Flames offensively. He's always offensive-minded, head up, looking to try to get to the rim as Howard comes in to replace Bridges. And Kirk has 5 turnovers, 5 of the 12 for UIC. Something that Coach Yakla just talked about, just trying to limit turnovers as much as possible. Free throw is good. 72-59, Loyola. Williamson inbound. We got a stoppage.
Commander hit in the face. Norris says he tried to break away and get the inbound pass.
Commanders could still be bleeding from when he was on the floor earlier.
Take a look at this. Watch Norris as he goes to break towards the basketball.
Now the officials will take a look and see. Yeah, Commander, if you remember on the right of us, went down face first.
He dove for the basketball, face hit the deck, and then now looks like a shoulder to the face, to the chin area of Maurice Commander. He was at the end of the bench getting some assistance by the training staff. Now he's back in the huddle with Coach Luke Yaklich as the officials take a look at the play.
The Ramblers' schedule has changed, hasn't it? It's not Duquesne, their next game.
That game was canceled due to COVID-19 testing from Duquesne. So the next game for the Ramblers will be the 18th, Friday, in Indianapolis at Richmond, the Spiders. And then they will start their conference play in the Valley, home against Illinois State at Gentile Arena.
So the officials will come together. And tell both coaching staffs what they found. They didn't find the time to tell us what's going on, but nonetheless.
They're actually going to send it in the mail with your holiday card.
Yeah.
You'll get the holiday card and the response.
Yeah. I'll wait on that.
I believe they just called no foul. They're just going to pick up play.
Well, we could have told you that. That could have saved us a couple minutes.
Well, we got a chance to chat about the Loyola upcoming schedule.
It's not ideal.
As they look to head towards Valley action against Illinois State.
Inside. And the shot is no good for Norris, and here comes UIC. Kirk into the front court for the Flames. Howard on the right wing. Commander for three. New look for UIC. Griffin, and that'll be a blocking foul. It's going to be on Williamson.
We've seen the spin move off dribble penetration multiple times from the Ramblers. Finally, Zion Griffin gets a chance to try it himself for the Flames. He'll pick up the foul on Williamson. We'll go to the foul line. Griffin's had a nice ball game, 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 36 minutes of play.
Yeah, 12 points and 5 rebounds the last game against Ball State. Zion Griffin, the 6th forward from Chicago, the junior, spent time at Iowa State, high school in Hinsdale South, and the free throw's good. (72-61) Ramblers. So 10-4 for Zion Griffin, and 2 minutes to play here in the contest. Norris on the right side. Cameron Crutwig, who's been terrific, gives the ball to Williamson, turns the corner, inside Uguak, no, and a whistle.
Good cut by Uguak to see dribble penetration on the baseline as a big just dive into the lane. Gets the pass heading to the foul line. Skilled big for Loyola on the season, averaging 4.6 rebounds per.
Uguak with 5 points tonight. The redshirt senior from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
But also, Jonathan, the 7 rebounds, 5 assists from Uguak in today's contest in 29 minutes. He has had a fantastic game for Porter Moser's team.
A hail in and Diggins out with 1:39 left for your ball game.
Diggins leads with 16 points tonight. Leads the Flames, and actually Kirk now leads the Flames in scoring with 17.
Kirk calls the play. And here's Commander against Kennedy. Howard for three. Swish. Howard with the three at the top. 74-64. Timeout on the floor. 1:18 left here for your ball game.
Big shot by Rob Howard. Hits another three-point shot here on the afternoon.
Let's take a look at the Horizon League scoreboard, Chris.
Wright State won earlier today against Bowling Green, 85-67. A couple teams in Horizon League taking on top 25 teams. One in Oakland, they lose to Michigan State 109-91. Later on tonight, Cleveland State will take on Ohio State. Ohio State's a top 25 ranked team. Milwaukee leading right now against Western Michigan. Youngstown State, they win earlier today, and also Northern Kentucky goes down to Kent State. Northern Kentucky, one of the better teams here in the Horizon League, and they now have a loss on the ledger.
Youngstown State, the Penguins are going to be a problem here.
Oh yeah. They've got a good team.
Buddy Rob Schmidt, the longtime play-by-play voice of the Penguins, can be happy about his team out of Youngstown. They're going to be a problem this year. Oakland will be next for UIC, back-to-back games. That'll be interesting to watch as well, to see how teams fare back-to-back. Not much of a scouting report after you've seen the team once.
Naz Bohannon led the Penguins earlier today with 23 points in Youngstown State's win earlier this afternoon, 79-65.
1 minute left here in the ball game. Kennedy looks for daylight inside. Trying to get it inside to Krutwig. The ball's on the floor loose. And a jump ball.
Quick hands by Howard to knock that down on the ground.
Possession arrow will stay with Loyola. .51 seconds left. Flames down 10.
Got to force a turnover on this inbounds pass for the Flames.
See Porter Moser at the top of your screen there, pacing back and forth. Timeout Loyola. 51 seconds left. Loyola now with 2 timeouts remaining, UIC with 1, with 51 seconds left.
Porter didn't like the way that looked on the inbounds pass, calls the timeout. He really wants to set this up, make sure things are taken care of. 10-point lead with 51 seconds. You get a bucket here, it almost ends things for the UIC Flames' hopes. But as UIC Flames fans look at this situation, you got to force a turnover, you got to come down and hit a 3-point shot. You got to keep this game alive, extend it. You have 1 timeout left to 2 that Loyola has. Try and find a way to scratch away at this 10-point lead.
Now, Chris, I'm sure that Coach Yakulich will look at this game and try to figure out a way to get back to the dominance they had, stopping teams from being able to shoot so well from the 3-point stripe. It was kind of a distinguishing characteristic of this team. It goes, again, this is not conference and it's early, but you want to be able to establish habits and good habits leading into Horizon League play.
Completely agree with you. And we were just talking about Northern Kentucky lost earlier today.
Ukwak is wide open for 3, and that shot's no good. And the rebound, UIC.
The Ramblers remind me a lot of Northern Kentucky.
And a whistle.
You know, a little of Wright State that we've seen the last couple of years with Love in the middle. A player that the Flames will have to face twice here in the conference schedule. So you're right, getting these fundamentals down and being able to compete against teams that are playing really well basketball here early in the season is important for Yakulich and the Flames to kind of figure out here before we get to the conference schedule next weekend.
Griffin will go to the foul line for UIC. He's got 10, and he misses that, and rebound Kennedy. 37 seconds left. And a whistle. So 2 fouls now on Diggins with 34 and 6/10 seconds left. So Kennedy will go to the foul line. He's got 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And the free throw is good for Kennedy. The sophomore from Brother Rice, only averaging 5 points a game, but just really like the rotation that Coach Moser is putting out there, just trying to find shooters, finding guys he can trust as he gets ready for Valley play.
You know, a lot of playing, the amount of players that he's played in today's contest and what we saw on Wednesday against Chicago State has to do with the back-to-backs in conference play. Knowing that maybe the second game of the weekend back-to-backs, you're going to need some of the other guys later on in the bench to kind of step up for you.
Commander for 3. Tip dunk, no for Rob Howard. And a whistle. And a foul is going to be called on Loyola.
Athletic play by Rob Howard.
It's coming out Ukwak.
Flying in, trying to stuff in the rebound. Head to the free throw line.
Howard hits the free throw.
Look at this. Skies.
Oof. Oh, to be young again. Wow.
You could still do that.
Yeah. Yes. Then I woke up. Second free throw was good. Good to see Rob out there after the hand injury he suffered in practice. He still has a wrapping on that left hand. But has been pretty solid from shooting from the outside, and a timeout here by Loyola.
Howard's played well today. 8 points, 11 minutes of action for the Flames. He has 3 rebounds and 1 assist to go with the points that he's added to the Flames' offensive output.
You know, Chris, when you are Luke Yaklich, as you take a look at the Loyola bench, when you've had a couple of injuries that the team has suffered, Maurice Commander, he lost his dad just recently and was away from the ball club. And so he's trying to get back into play. He has 5 points tonight. Just trying to figure out what your rotation is going to be. And Yaklich was telling me, he's like, you know, because of COVID-19, because of the practices and players missing because of injuries, he's still trying to figure things out with his ball club. And you can understand. But I think one thing we do know is that Diggins, the aggressiveness of Diggins, that ruthless aggression that we saw, that's got to continue. He's just a rebound away from having a double-double tonight.
The Flames have 3 players who have played over 30 minutes tonight. Commander 31, Diggins 35, 37 for Griffin. And it all adds to trying to find the right mix and using the depth that we were just talking about with Loyola, how they're going to need that in the conference schedule. Same goes for the Horizon League. You know, next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Oakland here at Credit Union 1 Arena.
Kennedy misses the free throw. Foul was on Commander.
Now, Oakland started off the season, I believe, 0-7 after their loss today against Michigan State. So UIC is going to have a prime opportunity to try and collect some wins next weekend as conference play kicks off.
1 of 2 for the line from Kennedy. He's got 16 tonight. Mitchell Krutwig with 22 on 51% shooting for the Ramblers. Very impressive once again. And the ball game is over, and the UIC Flames fall short against the Loyola Ramblers by the score of 77-66. Flames shoot 47% from the field, Chris, led by Michael Diggins, as we mentioned. He's got 16. Kirk actually with 17. Coming off the bench, he leads the score, 17. Diggins with 16. Krutwig, though, was tremendous on the inside. But then you get the 8 for 16 shooting from 3 for Loyola. Really the difference in the game.
Absolutely, and points in the paint, 38 for Loyola to the 28 of the UIC Flames. And second chance points, the Ramblers double up the Flames as well, 12-6. It's a tough game for the UIC Flames as Loyola executed on offense and really made life difficult for the Flames on the offensive side of things. And you got to give credit, though, to Tavion Kirk with 17 points. Michael Diggins with 16, 10 from Zion Griffin. And on the other side of things for the Ramblers, Cameron Krutwig, he led the way, 22 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in 32 minutes for the Loyola Ramblers.
As you see on the top of your screen there, UIC Flames against Oakland Golden Grizzlies. That'll be the next contest for the Flames on Saturday, December 19th at 6 o'clock Central Time start here on ESPN+. Our thanks to our entire crew for working with us and getting us on the air and working with us here on this Sunday afternoon. For Joe Brand and Chris Bleck, this is Jonathan Hood. The proceeding's been a presentation of UIC Flames basketball. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Rest in peace, Jimmy Collins, and good night from Chicago.